the first sector over the timing line as just...
The lap itself is looking excellent. A bit wide there. That's always the thought. But I don't think he was too wide. So here he comes up to complete the lap.
A little bit cooler, I think, than it was yesterday, but 1:28.385 is a very, very good benchmark time. Russell in second with a 1:28.481, and then not much between Hamilton and Leclerc, the two Ferraris, and actually Antonelli, so it's a good lap, isn't it?
Now towards Beckett, but not improving in terms of sensors.
No, yesterday's fastest time in SQ3, Lewis Hamilton.
1:51, but they've got to be in the 28s, really.
Yeah, this will be the final laps as such, but we've just hit our first 28.6 by Charles Leclerc, so he's got first into the 28s, and I'll see that happen now rapidly, I think, and Hamilton takes that position straight away from him with a 1:28.5, so Ferrari's looking strong in this final Q session.
And Isaac Hadjar goes third, ahead of Max. He's about to achieve will be the first of Q3. This will give us an idea of where we have to be aiming for as over the line to go fastest. Oscar Piastri 1:29.231. Doesn't feel that rapid as into the pits comes the racing bull Liam Lawson. So that leaves the door clear now for Norris to get to the end of Vale, and a 29 to beat. Comes up through Clark, and Lando will go through on the 29.315, second fastest.
Than him by about a tenth through the first sector. That was just for the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc.
Right, so Oscar Piastri doing the target sector time. Charles Leclerc quicker than anybody in sector one. Oscar Piastri sets the target to be and go over the timing line. And now Oscar Piastri starts a push load centre to Norris, and so does Lando Norris then, as gradually we start to get the cars onto their first of two runs. The expectation in
circuit, so the engineers will also be helping from the pit lane to manage those gaps, but we shouldn't really see any issues in this session. We're sort of tripping over each other.
So the McLaren of Oscar Piastri didn't look the most compliant of cars out. You've got to get those back. Yeah, true enough. So you've got to manage that, I guess. Let that be a gap, but you don't want to catch the car in front, so you need to let it get away.
Which has been the slowest to 9th and 10th, so let's see if they can push on a little bit in this session.
You mentioned the still
to the next one.
Give me well done. That's the fastest lap that you have to do.
Just have to remember he's still a teenager. He's still very young, and so consequently
16.5 seconds off the leader, 7th Oscar Piastri, pretty much with a he's going to be more so than it should be. Yes, he does have a Isaac Hadjar, and in 10th place it will be championship leader has driven superbly. He made a very good start. Abilities were so to come out the top corner, check the flag in the ready. The Silverstone, sorry, this is going to help the confidence. No, and Kimi Antonelli now comes down now. Charlotte Leclerc's fallen a long way back. In 5th place, Max Verstappen has fallen a long way back. In 6th is Kimi Antonelli.
Radio, and yes, there was definitely movement there, which meant that Isaac completely, but quite often the drivers will voice this on the radio just to draw attention to it.
Looking at this fight for third, as he tries to lose race continues. Sprint qualifying, that's why we saw the car being worked on. They just had enough time before SQ3, so Charles 7th in the Ferrari as they sweep their way through Beckett's. So now let's have a look at Leclerc. He's on the back of George Russell's Mercedes. Meanwhile, between the leaders.
championship leader Antonelli. Bit of a gap back then to Piastri as they find themselves onto that hanger straight.
Right, so down they come towards start for the first time. It is Lewis Hamilton then in the lead. It's Kimi. Sprint qualifying comes to a close. That's pretty much
towards the exit curve, then he'll move across right.
And young Kimi Antonelli is already
It looks like a big lock-up patch on that tyre there, so I'd love to see the replay to see how he's gone off there. Very fast corner right. But again, is this going to give Antonelli a chance to maybe come back into the pits and not lose as much time?
might do. I'm just wondering also how many racing laps we're going to get, because we're on lap 48 and the 52. You've just seen Hadjar box, and also down the pit lane has been Perez. Charles Leclerc then is going to be caught by Lewis Hamilton. We might yet get a Lewis win. Poor old Charles Leclerc, depending on how many laps this is going to take behind the safety restart. And as the cars weave their way down Hanger Straight, we're going to have one lap to go to determine the order for the Formula One Pirelli British Grand Prix for 2026. To the bottom of the circuit, the safety car ending, but the